roll that as B-roll, and me and Leanne will talk over it. Let's go to the Aleppo boy video. Now, this is a video that everyone remembers. Here he is. And look at this, folks. This is how they're set it up.
They're setting up the shot. And everyone remembers this iconic photo where he's there sitting sadly.
It made every news. This is why I pulled this clip, because it highlights how they set it up, how this kid's actions don't merit somebody that looks like they've just been bombed.
He sits in an empty, pristine, modern ambulance.
Now watch this. He's touching allegedly an open wound and not seeming to care.
Like, oh, what is this stuff?
Yeah, I have an open wound from an explosion, but it doesn't seem to hurt me much. And then boom, every news agency.
400 newspapers, the exact same story. Assad and Russia kill children. They have to be stopped.
So there's one example of how this stuff works. Yeah, there's CNN. They're going to run with it all day. MSNBC. There's one example.
Hey, man, that one made me cry, too. That was a sad photo.
Of course. And who knows if, I think that's Kate Boldan, I think is her name on CNN.
Yeah, and it's a still picture only.
And who knows if she even knows what's going
on.
on.
Even though there's video of the boy, they only use that still.
She
didn't use the video footage on her television show that likes B-roll.
Oh, yeah, there it is again.
Photo.
There they put that.
Move the boy's body.
So here's just another example of this. Now, we've actually got another example once this video comes to a close. Okay, now let's go to the fake car bomb attack.
And this one is like, you can't even...
We'll talk over this one, too. Go ahead and roll this one, guys.
This was in Iraq, and what year? I don't see it here. This was last year?
I'm not sure. I think it was 2016, but I really am not sure.
So here the guy, he puts the...
Thank you. 2016, yes.
So he puts the bomb in the car, gets in the drive-away vehicle, and
gets
heads off.
Yeah.
It's out of range. And then...
All right, so there's your suspected terrorist. This crowded area, and then watch what happens.
No one's there. Boom.
There goes the car bomb.
There is explosions.
No one was there. No one was in the area, in the vicinity.
Okay, everyone, now it's time.
And now here we go. All right, everybody move in.
Everyone move in. Oh, we've injured.
He's down. He's down.
Oh, I've been hurt.
And he's hurt. He's out. He's out.
I've been hurt.
Oh, the shrapnel.
Oh, my. Please help us.
And look at this guy. Oh, we need help. Bring in the ambulance.
Please send us weapons so that we can
fight. And wait a second.
This is what they're...
Hold up.
Send us weapons so we can fight against Assad.
That looks like the same van that pulled up with the white helmets, too, doesn't it? That's the exact same van.
Exactly. And that's the thing. It's like, oh, wait, this doesn't look realistic. Sit over here. You lay there. Okay.
Yeah, wait, we need to get a better picture of this.
And so this is the kind of stuff they can make these videos.
Run around. Yeah, jump up and down.
Tell the U.S. that we need to send them more weapons so that they can fight against whoever it is that these CIA-backed groups want to get out. This isn't... Exactly. And I got that in my report coming up where we just talk about how this is something, again, with the Groundhog's Day. This is not a new tactic as far as creating war propaganda. It's wag the dog, been around forever. And then just with the invention of television or social media. I mean, because you could see something like this on YouTube, with this kind of grainy footage where you wouldn't see, obviously, the setup for it. You'd just see that particular image of the melee, and you'd think it was real. Because, how do they have the ability to create a fake stage with a fake
Yeah, it's impossible. It couldn't be.
How could they do it? They're just out in the desert.
Why would CNN run with that story?
Yeah, I mean, it sucks that we can't trust and feel, and that's what makes me so angry, is that they use us and they use these people and they lie to us so much that our first instinct at this, I mean, for me, isn't even to trust and to cry for these kids. It's to say, wow, what's the setup here? Who wants to take us to war now? It's like, it makes me so angry that that's how much they've lied to us. We can't trust anything or even have compassion for our fellow humans out there.
So let's actually go to Leanne's report from, what was that, a couple years ago, Leanne?
I think 2013.
Before we go to that, though, folks, let's go to this video that Leanne shot a year ago or 2 years ago.
Years back.
Highlighting how false flags work, how the media spins it, and how you can tell in the future how to identify these things. Let's go to that report.
Following 2 propaganda-fueled days centered around fake photos supposedly proving that Russian troops were inside the Ukraine, the New York Times has issued a retraction. Buried deep on page A9, the newspaper admits the authenticity of the photos has come under scrutiny. The establishment media and the State Department pawned these photos off as evidence, despite the fact the authenticity of the photographs couldn't be independently verified. Freelance photographer Maxim Dondiuk, who worked for a Russian news magazine, told the New York Times he had taken the group photograph in Slavyansk and posted it on his Instagram account. He told the newspaper that nobody asked his permission to use the photograph. And this isn't the first time the war machine media have churned out false evidence in an effort to gear the country up for war. Last year, the BBC appeared to use stunning fakery in an effort to launch a war with Syria. This report was first released on August 29, 2013, just days before an attack on Syria seemed inevitable. The BBC claims it just so happened to be filming at a small hospital when victims of a napalm-style attack poured into that very spot.
Among the medics here was a British doctor visiting for the charity Hand in Hand.
I need a pause because it's just absolute chaos and carnage here. We've had a massive influx of what looks like serious burns. It seems like it must be some sort of, I'm not really sure, maybe napalm, something similar to that.
Exactly 1 month later, Obama and crew were trying to pin the chemical weapons attack on Assad without success. So BBC airs the exact same clip, this time artificially dubbing the doctor's voice to suit the establishment's need for the chemical weapons tagline.
We've had a massive influx of what looks like serious burns. It seems like it must be some sort of chemical weapon. I'm not really sure.
In a subsequent BBC interview, Dr. Rola Halam complained about the UK Parliament's refusal to authorize a military strike on Syria. Interestingly, Halam's father is also on the Syrian National Council, the political body which represents opposition militants. And if this all seems familiar, well, it should. A similar disinfo tactic was used to bolster support for the war with Iraq.
They took the babies out of the incubators. Took the incubators and left the children to die on the cold floor.
That was Nurse Nayira, whose tearful testimony swung the pendulum in favor of war. After the vote was safely passed, Nayira, the daughter of the Kuwaiti ambassador to Washington, admitted to making the whole story up. Nurse Nayira and those faulty claims of weapons of mass destruction weren't the only lies told to convince America a war with Iraq was necessary. CNN also did their part to play up the drama.
CNN's Carl Rochelle is here with me, just came up. Carl, I know we can't be very specific given these restrictions, but within those parameters, what did you see?
Well, what I saw, I didn't see anything hit. I looked almost straight above us. There is a vapor trail coming from my right to my left, and there's a cloud of something. It looks like it might have been an explosion, a cloud. I'd say
Oh, I love this country so much.
These false flag mass media war campaigns are so typical, in fact, there's even a movie about it.
Okay, good. Put the village behind her.
Give me some flames, some sound of screaming.
That's good. We can link that to the press. They can downlink it on Telstar 401 Transporter 21.
And this just in, a Newsbreak special report from the Albanian front. We've just received information that the young Albanian national fleeing in this video is attempting to escape terrorist reprisals in her village.
Even before television was invented, mainstream media was still lined to go to war. In 1895, William Randolph Hearst of the New York Journal sent his employees to cover the Cuban revolt against Spain. Lacking anything newsworthy to report, Hearst told his employee, famed illustrator Frederick Remington, "You furnish the pictures, and I'll furnish the war." The establishment media continues to serve as the propaganda arm of the war machine. It is their job to file dubious reports as part of a campaign to build public consensus for ongoing interventions, from Iraq and Libya to Syria and eventually Ukraine.
Boy, did I almost look stupid.